what's going on, everybody? It's ETAPRIME back here again. Today I am super excited because we finally get to take a look at the brand new KillSwitch. Now, if you're not familiar with the KillSwitch, this is a brand new case from Dbrand, and this thing is absolutely amazing. So if you're a regular viewer of the channel, you know I've taken a look at a bunch of different Steam Deck accessories, especially a lot of cases from Amazon. You can pick up some really cheap ones from $11 up to $30, and some of them actually turned out pretty good. Now when it comes to the KillSwitch by Dbrand, I can tell you right now that this is the best one that I've tested, but it is going to be a bit more expensive than the ones you're going to find on Amazon. Personally, I consider this a luxury case. And before we get started, I do want to mention that Dbrand did send this over for review, but they're not going to be taking a look at the video before it goes live, nor am I getting paid. And to tell you the truth, I was going to pick one of these up anyway. So yeah, the unboxing experience with Dbrand products has always been top notch, even just their skins. I mean, the envelopes they send them in are pretty awesome. But right here, we've got the full case. And they also sent over their TearDown skin, which looks great. Now, this isn't the full skin. You can purchase the full one over on their website. Basically, this is all that's going to be visible while the Steam Deck's in the KillSwitch. So that's all you really need. They sent over a gloss and a matte version. I'm going to go with gloss first, and maybe later on I'll swap over to matte. But the main claim to fame here is the case itself, the KillSwitch. It's got a protective travel cover over the front. The cover's constructed of hard plastic. Round back here, we do have a kickstand, and one of the best things about this is it's a magnetically detachable kickstand. So we've got a magnetic system in here, and we can add all kinds of accessories. First thing I thought of was adding a battery pack here to get a little more playtime out of the Steam Deck, and maybe later on down the road I'll add something like that. Another thing they include with the KillSwitch are some thumb grips. We've got a black version here, and they also include a red and orange version. I'm probably going to go with this just to add a little extra color to the Steam Deck. And these are totally optional, just like the vinyl skin they include. You don't have to put these on to use the KillSwitch. So like I mentioned, front is constructed of hard plastic. This clips right on. It's definitely going to protect everything. We've got those cutouts there for the analog sticks. Everything fits together really nicely here. And finally, we've got the case itself. So we've got kind of a felt right in here, so it's not going to scratch up the back of the Steam Deck. And like we saw, we've got this magnet system back here. It does include a kickstand, which really comes in handy. But overall, the whole package looks really nice, and it's definitely going to protect the Steam Deck. And one thing I really like about this case is the texture they used here over where you're going to grip the Steam Deck. I mean, this thing is not going to slip out of your hand. I personally haven't seen this kind of material used in any kind of case so far, but yeah, it's really awesome. I mean, there are like thousands of little grips here, and it feels really great. Okay, so now it's time to get this thing put together, and like I mentioned, I've got the matte finish and the gloss when it comes to these skins here. I'm going to go with the gloss first. This will give me a little bit of practice, and I'll probably move over to the matte later on. But, you know, if it goes on right, I'll just kind of leave it there until I need to change it out. They do recommend using a hair dryer or a heat gun, and I just went ahead and grabbed a hair dryer. I've got a heat gun laying around, but since I'm not doing a full vinyl on this, I think this will be fine. It's really just for the corners. And actually, in the past on the channel, I purchased a Dbrand skin, actually a couple of them for my wife's Steam Deck, and I put a white one on hers. It went on pretty easy. Really, you just need to take your time. And they do have a full tutorial on getting this set up over on their YouTube channel. I'll leave a link for that in the description. I would highly recommend following that tutorial and not mine. This is just how I do it. I'm going to go ahead and line it up first. And by the way, Dbrand does use genuine 3M vinyl here, so it actually goes on really easy. It's very malleable once you heat it up, and we shouldn't get any creases or anything like that. But yeah, actually not bad so far. But this little flap up here needs to be heated so it can kind of go around the corner. So I'll go ahead and get the hairdryer ready to go. And we'll just go ahead and heat this side up. We'll just go ahead and roll it over. And yeah, this is going on really nicely. I mean, the best advice I can give you is just take your time with it, make sure everything's clean, and you should be good to go. Not too much of a roll we need to go with this. You might get a couple little creases, but if you heat them up, you can kind of get them out of there. But yeah, that went on super easy. They also recommend heating it up one more time and just kind of going around it just to make sure everything's seated. But this looks pretty good. Got one little crease here. If I put a little more heat on it, I could probably roll it over a little more, and I'm going to do that. But yeah, I do like this skin, and I probably will end up going with a matte finish later on down the road. But, you know, putting the other side on is the exact same method as this side. Now it's time for the track pads, and this is probably the easiest part. I will put a little bit of heat on these once I get them situated, just to make sure everything's flush. But these will not affect the touchpad. It's not going to mess with the sensitivity or anything like that. I've never run into any issues. Yeah, I love this. And they do have a full teardown skin if you don't want to go with the kill switch. It'll cover everything on the Steam Deck, and it gives you that really nice internal look. And again, they offer it in matte or gloss, and I was actually going to pick up the matte version, the full matte version, until I got my hands on the kill switch, and it came with these. Getting the Steam Deck inside of the case itself is actually pretty simple. It takes a little bit of work. I mean, it's not a 1-second job here. We got to kind of slide it down in the bottom, make sure it's nice and snug, and the material they're using here is a harder rubber than I've seen before. So what we got to do here is get the case over the triggers, and since I'm using this vinyl on here, I don't want to mess it up, so I'm going to be very careful about it. I don't want to kind of unroll it from the edge there, so I'm just going to kind of sneak this over. It's got a little bit of give to it, but it definitely fits the Steam Deck very, very well. I mean, it's not going to fall out of here. And yeah, if you're not using a vinyl, I mean, you could throw this on really quickly. I'm just being very careful about it, kind of making sure that I can go over that vinyl that I have rolled over the edge there. But yeah, I mean, once it's on. It's not going to go anywhere. And this thing does feel really nice. Doesn't add much weight at all to the Steam Deck itself. It fits really good here. I mean, we've got access to all of the ports, micro SD card down here. None of the cooling system is going to be blocked off, and we've got this kickstand around back that we can take off really quickly. And like I mentioned, I'm going to find some type of battery pack that I can use with this since we've got that magnet built in there. I think that would be really awesome. And the travel cover snaps right on. Once this is on, I wouldn't be worried about dropping this thing at all. Well, I was kind of hoping it would land on its face there. I love the fact that the travel cover has those stick protectors. Now, I didn't drop this thing from like 5 feet or anything like that, but yeah, I mean, it's still going to work. I'm not going to have any issues there. I'm sure if I dropped this from about 10 feet up, we could damage something in the Steam Deck, but for these smaller drops, the kill switch is going to keep this thing protected just fine. So overall, love the look and feel of the kill switch, and I am a huge fan of these teardown skins. I think it looks absolutely amazing. With this, we've still got access to all of our ports and buttons on the Steam Deck, and none of the cooling is blocked off. So yeah, I mean, this is something that I could definitely recommend. It is a bit more expensive than something you're going to pick up on Amazon. But in my opinion, if this is your main gaming handheld and you're going to be using the Steam Deck a lot, especially traveling with it, then it's well worth it. And another big plus here are the teardown skins. I personally think it makes the Steam Deck look really awesome. Now, some people might not be into this. And like I said, a few months ago, I purchased a white skin set from Dbrand for my wife's Steam Deck. They didn't have these available. I would have definitely added it to my cart if it was. The teardown just makes this thing look really, really cool. So yeah, definitely a great case for the Steam Deck. If you're interested in learning more, maybe picking one up, I will leave a few links in the description. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. And like always, thanks for watching.